Warning, this is a review of SyFy Channel's Sharknado and Sharknado 2, the second one. Yes, it's dual, so it's going to be a long video. No audio video clips from the movie are being used in this review retrospective, and they belong to SyFy. Plus, you can watch it pretty much right now. And beware, there might be some minor to major spoilers. So, anyone who hasn't seen the movie, tread carefully. And mature subject matter is involved in this video. Your discretion is advised. Welcome back to Kadic Reviews, and yes, it's finally time to revisit movies here on Kadic that aren't animated. Sure, a lot of the movies I choose are animated because, hell, I love animated stuff. But just for the heck of it, I decided just a few days ago, seeing that SyFy, that's SYFY, not SCIFI, like it used to be, was getting ready to unleash their sequel to their most weirdly popular movie ever. In honor of this, and because of it, I'm reviewing both movies as a twofer. Sharknado and Sharknado 2. Yes, that Sharknado. The social networking, Twitter takeovering, B-list, ultimate goofy monster movie. Now, I won't lie to you. I hate horror movies. I think the genre itself is overbloated with movies that are more or less funny rather than scary. And Sharknado fits into this bill, but it practically knows it. Both of them do. See, the premise is simple enough. A weird weather phenomenon known as a Sharknado terrorizes both LA in the first one, mainly Santa Clara, and Los Angeles, while in the second, the weather phenomenon literally almost triples and threatens to take down the poor Big Apple. In other words, the disaster capitals of America retain their titles with open-fisted dominance. And yes, if the idea of a Sharknado is silly, it pretty much is. It's not really explained how a Sharknado happens. It just happens. Kind of like classic sci-fi from the 50s and 60s about phenomenon that, well, one, really isn't scientifically possible, nor is it explained. And the human heroes in the center of this conflict are led by former 90210 star Ian Ziering and Tara Reid, who has aged pretty gracefully, as well as other B-list stars, but they carry the movie. In both, Aaron Ziering plays Finn, although Finn is a nickname basically based because he's an ex-surf champion born and raised in New York, but then decides to transplant to California to dominate the waves. But after that, in the first one, he's long since retired and his family relationship is on the rocks. His young daughter feels unappreciated. His his son is practically the prodigal child, and him and the mother have, well, issues. That is until the uber violent Sharknado shows up and starts killing people. And trust me, this movie is all about the blood, gore, and body count. Limbs get limbs get ripped off. Girls scream in terror as their legs get gnawed. Heads get decapitated. And quite frankly, the kills almost have a comical gruesomeness to them. And I don't want to sound like a sick, morbid dude, but uber violence makes me giggle. And yes, this movie, both of the movies are loaded with uber violence. As the sea turns inland and the sharks start making munch meat out of the land masses, the body count goes up as Finn and a bunch of ragtag survivors manage to survive long enough to solve the problem. The first movie being with his family, and the second being with some family friends in New York that just so happen now to be related. In the first movie, the Sharknado is practically an unknown dominant force, but it's taken out with B movie cheese. Cheese that I won't spoil, but trust me, if you're a fan of cheesy B movies and Evil Dead, you'll enjoy how this plays out. Puns to the kills are made made silly references to the amazement of the phenomenon, and the fact that the movie knows that it's absolute freaking garbage make this actually gold. You see, I have this general saying, give me an A or give me an F. So if you know you're a fail, be the best fail you can be. And that's exactly what Sharknado and its sequel are. The scripts are poorly written, cheesy. The dialogue comes off way too late, and some of the dialogue makes absolutely no sense. The way that people die again is immensely comical in nature, and practically the story is predictable right down to the finest point. But then again, that is the point. Sharknado 2 ups the ante by, of course, tripling the Sharknados and tripling the guest star cameos too, which adds kind of creepily to its bizarre and yet goofy lore. When you have Michael Strahan and Kelly Ripa talking on their live show. When you have Today Show's Matt Lauer and Al Roker actually talking about the consequences and the creative forces behind the Sharknado. Plus, you have the Weather Channel giving weather reports of incoming shark attack waves. The loony lunacy of the entire idea is given full blown acceptance here, and the fact that the main character ends up in New York just to pimp a book called How to Survive a Sharknado. And here's what's creepier even still. You can buy the actual silly book from the movie. Chainsaws, super kills, super deaths, and even a cameo by former WWE champion and current employee of that other company that's about to go under. Kurt Angle also makes an appearance, while Vivica A. Fox joins the main cast as a great supporting role in the second one. Although Sharknado and Sharknado 2 aren't going to win any awards for their cinema, they're certainly going to win awards by the people that matter, the fans. It's cheesy, it's corny, it's bad, and it knows it. But its special effects, gory sounding sound effects, and just the lunacy of the idea make this fail an odd diamond in the rough win. If you can buy into the lunacy and believe in the old adage of suspension of disbelief, then Sharknado and Sharknado 2 will certainly satisfy your horror need for bloodlust, sharks, and the almost absurdity of it all. It's almost like if Jaws really didn't give a crap and brought his friends and sisters in for a bite or two. But it's that bite or two that makes you wonder how far and how loony can the idea even get around a possible third one? Sure, the movie the movie is not great by any standards. By movie standards, this movie is about where IGN gave the second one a 4. But as an entertaining time, which that's what I'm going to review this on, as an entertaining value, I give both Sharknado and Sharknado 2 combined combined an 8 out of 10. Or if you're going to use the new 26 Harmony scale a 5 out of a possible 6. Remember, suspension of disbelief is absolutely needed here to enjoy Sharknado. Sure, it might be for the actors a paycheck, but for you guys, it's a fun ride. And just allow the tornado to suck you in and enjoy. Until the next Kadic Reviews, find peace in your own nirvana, and thanks for watching.